Kilpailussa mukana Ramirent. Kotikatsomon eväät tarjoaa Kotipizza.
Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to the final round of NBDG Tyyni 2021. A champion of the biggest disc golf event in Europe is going to be crowned today as we move into a fantastic course here, Sibbe Disc Golf Course. And as always, it is the perfect flight commentary duo, Jørn and Kvig and Schaub here on the mic.
I'm so happy to be back at Sibbe. We have Lauri Lehtinen, who just destroyed the Ford course yesterday with -10. We also have Nieminen back on lead card action. He knows this course well. We saw him at Finnish Nationals. And of course, the current Finnish champion won it right here at Sibbe, Niklas Anttila. And rounding out, it's the people's champ from yesterday, Luukas Rokkanen, throwing those smooth backhands and a few circle 2 putts.
Yeah, and we are looking at a very tight field here at the lead card. Just one stroke is separating Lauri from the rest of the guys, and yeah, I think we're going to have a blast. Big changes at the Sibbe course in 2021 compared to the last few years. The starting hole, hole 1, par 3, 72 meters, is a nice little hyzer backhand for the majority of the guys here, and is the easiest hole on the course. So it's just getting those muscles started, or want to.
Alright, looks like a pretty decent crowd out here. We have some sunny weather, just like all 3 days, which is not at all like the normal Finnish summer.
Nice hide and wide hyzer. Great start by Lauri.
Tervetuloa jäseneen!
Yes, putting on under pressure. He knows the amount of pressure that this course can create with his tight battle in last year's Finnish championship.
A lot less pressure on hole 1 than there used to be. It used to be a very challenging tee shot. A lot of OB, and it looks like back-to-back justices from Lauri and Jesse.
So just going a little tight, a little on the inside there. Circle edge putt to start his day off.
Like you said, a really easy hole in terms of scoring, 70% birdies.
You see the white stakes for the OB there, but like I said, this is just your basic hyzer for these guys. So it's not a hole that gives a lot of separations. Luukas played a great round, Ford course yesterday.
He was all blue yesterday, all black today. And all good on hole 1.
Everybody's up there on the dancing floor for a birdie and a good start for their round. Starting off with Jesse. Solid start. So the Sibbe Disc Golf Course has seen some huge changes in the last 2 years. Of course, with the pandemic hitting hard, meaning no events even in a disc golf country like Finland. This means that there's plenty of new features on the course, longer holes, more challenging holes. Sorry, to work with here around Sibbe, and this is sort of the main area for the NBDG crew as well. So
yeah, I've been the course TD there twice for Tyyni, but so many changes. A lot of it is new even for me.
Moving on to hole 2, par 4, 246 meters OB on the right hand side here as you see the white stakes come into play. If you get your drive down around here, you will have a good first drive. Big challenge here, of course, is staying away from the pond on the left, but getting through this narrow little tunnel here and up towards the baskets is where you usually see people mess it up, either going in a little bit early or basically just hitting some of the trees there in the opening. And one of the hardest holes on the course, actually, this one.
Yeah, when we interviewed Katrina Allen after she won Tyyni, she called this course a headache, but in a good way. She was being nice, but hole 2 is definitely one of those headache holes.
This looks just what the doctor subscribed for. The good distance, just laying it out there flat, letting the natural fade come into play and getting some great distance by Lauri. So this is a little tighter. That should be... never mind. Once those trees. Not the worst kick though.
On most holes, Jørn, Idar, you and I are talking about the one mistake you can't make, but on this hole there's about 3 mistakes you can make off the tee. You can get too flat, get too far out to the right, you can saw it off, get too far out to the left, get those other huge trees in play on your second shot. And the third one, just not getting far enough down the fairway, because that second shot is a doozy.
Setting up nicely and going much more straighter than we saw both Lauri and Jesse doing. So he needs to hug that left-hand side there, going as straight as he does, but excellent execution. There is a small little ditch there in the middle of the fairway. If you land close to that and have a run-up there, I mean, it can get a little bit trickier than it'd have to.
I think if you're in that ditch, it's a 4 at best. That second shot is just too hard for an awkward standstill.
Yeah, both the angle control and distance needed on the second shot just means that you need to have a nice little controlled run-up. This is also looking a little tight, but good distance, and looks like you will find one of those open corridors straight towards the next tunnel there. And I think it's much better to be on the left-hand side of the fairway if you can choose, of course. This means that you have a much more direct line towards the basket.
About to see the stiletto whip here from Jesse.
Excellent execution. Fading in the right time. Oh, splitting those trees. That is very nice. We'll have a long look, of course, for a birdie, but very few birdies here for today. The majority of players ended up with a bogey or worse, much due to the second shot, which both Jesse and Niklas are excellently executing.
We see just how many trees there are to deal with here when you're not in the grass.
Luukas just giving that a little bit too much angle, and it actually skips further into the woods there. Definitely not what he was looking for with that turnover. Lauri just pures this one. Excellent second shot. Really what you want there.
Quick shout out to Kristo Reich, one of 2 Estonians in the field who birdied this hole, and also Samuel Haininen.
See this impending. Pushes off some branches and stops there in circle 2. Here you see that huge skip that Luukas unfortunately had, just launching it into the woods. Fantastic scramble for Luukas. Nice and high, right angle, just pans out, ending up with a 8-meter putt. This is the kind of no-risk kind of putting. Goes uphill so you can give it some oomph without being afraid of running too far. Nice part. A little high. Well, actually, Luukas was even closer than I thought from the scramble there.
Incredible third shot from Luukas, and he looked cool doing it. Lauri looks fully focused today. This is definitely, if you win this tournament, it's a real feather in your cap, a real career goal, I think, especially for the Finns.
Even with the COVID restrictions that we're all under, we see more than 700 players here at NBDG Tyyni 2021. So this is the big one in Europe for sure. All right, moving on to hole 3, par 3, 94 meter double mando straight out of the gate. We want to do. You can solve this in different ways. You will see someone like Greg Barsby acing this one here at Tyyni a few years ago with a forehand flex. You can go a little bit straighter as well, but it's kind of a tricky shape shot on this one, Dean.
Yeah, definitely the first time you stand on this tee pad, it's like, what do I even do? But so it takes a lot of practice to figure this one out. The one thing you really don't want to do is flip over a forehand and end up in those trees on the left side. It is thick business.
Yeah.
If you haven't seen the Barsby ace, go back and watch it. It was hole 8 back then, I believe. But he got the crowd so pumped up, running down the ace. It was a real Tyyni moment.
This looks great. Actually goes long off the basket.
It's just straight at it. I imagine that was a heart from Jesse.
It's too low and too left.
Niklas going to show us a little something different. Looks like he's lining up nice smooth backhand.
Full power on the right hand side there, but stops early. And as long as you stay away from the left hand side, as you mentioned, which can be super thick, usually you're able to scramble and get up and down for a par, but it's definitely not a given, even if you hit some of the early trees like Niklas and Luukas.
Yeah, this hole is playing right around par for the guys this round. So it's definitely not a gimme, even though it's a shorter hole. But it feels really good when you do get it.
For sure. A little bit surprised to see Niklas ending up on circle's edge there on a fairly unobstructed row. Lauri wants that one down. Super tricky to get the tree in the middle of his way here. It's Annie around it.
Yeah, that's the downside of an ace run, is you rarely have a really good putt at it after.
This is no easy putt either, with him mounted on top of the rock there. Niklas just banging that one.
If you've never watched Niklas play on coverage, you're in for a treat. A young guy, but extremely poised, extremely professional, doesn't get rattled. Really fun to watch.
Luukas and Lauri just cleaning up their par frame here on hole 3. A little bit of a breeze, as you can see, which will come into play a little bit later on, of course, with the almost legendary hole 18, but we're getting ahead of ourselves. Let's go to hole 4. This is a par 3, 108 meters, OB left, OB right. Biggest mistake you will see is that people will fade off with their backhand to the left and end up OB. And of course the wind will come into play here as well. What is your strategy on this hole, Dean?
Yeah, another hole where a lot of stuff can go wrong. Like you said, that fade out to the left, it's steeper downhill than it looks on camera. You also don't want a Tony Hawk Pro Skater move off those rocks, because a lot of weird stuff can happen.
A little short from Lauri, but the green is a little bit narrower the closer you get to the basket, so this is it OB? Yeah, ending up OB, just hitting that rock as you mentioned there and standing up, rolling down.
The problem with the forehand is that OB on the right side also gets super close to the green and to the basket. And so it's a real fine line that you're walking there.
Good execution, Luukas.
He's
like, oh damn!
Awesome camera work from NBDG these last couple days. I tell you what.
This needs to get stable in a hurry. This needs to stop in a hurry.
Wow. That's the old roller coaster drive right there. That was definitely cruising OB to the right. He absolutely juiced it. Caught a pole. Now he's got a birdie putt. Oh.
Good, Niklas.
Yeah, he was playing with some house money on that one. Couldn't quite cash in.
You see Jesse going up here, which just shows how tricky it is to capture the height difference here on the green. It's pretty steep up. So you need to put a lot of juice on this one to get there. He gets there alright, but no par save. Down, so you can see that will be in the back there. Luukas, that wasn't many centimeters before it was OB.
Oh, some putting woes early from all the guys.
That was Luukas' chance to gain a stroke, be tied for the lead with Lauri, to put himself a little bit ahead of Niklas, but
would definitely consider Luukas the dark horse on the card. Not exactly a household name, but a great player. Lauri, Jesse, and Niklas, definitely internationally known disc golfers. Let's see if Luukas can put himself in the conversation.
Like we mentioned, played a great round at before disc golf course, round 2, so check that out. And I think this open field, they're playing 3 different courses, challenging every shot in their bag, but it's really complimentary. We have Nevas for the first round, pretty open, very picturesque, then going to Fort, a lot of woods, and then you're coming here to Sibe, which is kind of a mix of both. I think it's just, I think it's a fantastic weekend for the disc golfers here. Moving on to yet again one of the harder holes on the course. Actually, the second hardest hole on the course. It's a par 5, 311 meters. Basically, just get away from the trees. Staying in the fairway is really the name of the game here. If you go left, if you go right into the woods, you are going to be in trouble no matter what you're doing. And you will see the guys here just lay up to the corner and to be able to hopefully just smash one through the fairway after that.
Yeah, this tee shot is a little bit underrated because the hole is so long and there's so much other trouble to get into, but it's an absolute tunnel shot off the tee.
And you see Lauri going a little bit deeper than he wants to. Going to have a tricky second shot. This is probably at Sibe one of the clearest ideal landing zones, which Luukas is finding right here. This is prime time.
Yeah, you want to be in the mulch. Right where that mulch starts is right where the landing zone starts. I love this play from Niklas with the mid-range.
I think it enough. This is just going straight. And like angle-wise, this is great, but he is losing 20 meters from Luukas' shot there, which means it's just more trees to try to stay away from on the second shot. Stiletto, yes.
Whoa.
Yeah.
Perfection.
Luukas and Jesse really showing us the ideal landing zones there.
Niklas really sacrificed distance for position here, but I think coming away with a par on hole 5 is amazing. So let's see if he can make it happen.
This is not looking... Well, never mind. That got stable in a hurry. Great second shot.
Yeah, I love the confidence to have a plan, execute it, not worry about the other fellas. The shape of this shot really suits Lucas's game.
This is turning into the woods.
Oh.
Beautiful finished tree there, just kicking out and saying, yeah, that beard, that deserves some good karma. Here you go.
In the Finnish championships, we saw a lot of just pitch outs back onto the fairway. It's an extra shot once you're in that stuff.
And Lauri, nice little forehand flexing it out there. That I gotta say was masterfully solved from a pretty tricky landing spot. This looks promising. Great distance and angle control. Looking at a little bit further to the left there, but that's what you're going to get when you do a forehand like that. But distance and angle was just where you want to be. Lead card here really showing how it's done.
Yeah, Jesse looks calm, cool, collected today. Like a man on a mission. Let's see if he can keep it together for the whole 18.
Luukas A little bit further into the woods there than you want, but should be able to get up and down for a par pretty easy. This looks really promising by Niklas. Need to have even a little bit more angle on that one. It's kind of a little bit too early. Lauri. Unfortunately there.
You just never get a break on this hole.
Now, this is one of those holes that demands your attention for every single shot. And there is at least 3 of them with good power. Yes, excellent. Circle's edge.
That's risk reward right there, and he landed on reward this time.
3 fantastic forehands by Jesse, meaning that he's up on the dancing floor looking for his bird. A little tight there. We have an obstruction. Look for a putt. And this is one of the holes that was ready for the Finnish Championship in 2020. Definitely one of the hardest holes then, and still is to this day.
Yeah, these guys have done really well. This is one where you just get out the gas can, light a match. It can all go really wrong, but they've kept it so close to the fairway. Kind of makes us look dumb for saying it's so hard. They're making it look easy. Thanks a lot, guys.
Well, just to put some stats behind our our words, 70% of the field got a bogey or worse, and yeah, 10% of the field actually ended up with a triple bogey or worse on this hole. So scores nicely 1 over par for the tournament.
All right.
Wow. Yeah, get some fist bump. A little bit more fist bump, Lauri. Come on. Need some extra sauce on that great putt. Great par. Jesse.
And credit where credit's due, Oskari Vikström, who had a tough round yesterday. He came out and was the only player in the field to birdie this hole, carding a 4.
Yeah, this is one of those super extra bonus birdies that you can have on this course. Actually, almost a bonus par, if I'm honest. Shout out to our friends over at UDisc, which of course is the best scorekeeping app, but they also provide us information like the fact that hole 6, which is a par 3 and just 76 meters, is not a very easy gimme birdie, not at all. This is one that 34% of the field got a birdie, and the big majority got a par. So usually what you will see is either backhand, forehand, stay away from those trees in the front there. And the mistakes you're going to see is not going high enough or hitting some of the trees there. This one is leaking to the left, has the height, but sneaks through what looks like everything.
Yeah, I call this hole the redneck smile. It looks like someone smiling at you with some teeth missing. You need to find the holes, and you have to throw something hard, which makes it tough, but you also want to throw something slow so you don't get a massive kick into the woods, because then you're looking at a 5.
Niklas going the Annie route. You can go straight at it. You can go with the hyzer. Plenty of ways to solve this puzzle. Forehand harp. Do about 6 meters is one way to do it. Good execution by Jesse there.
Yeah, that's the second time we've seen that forehand with a beat up harp. He's got it flying nice and straight. Loving life when you can get a disc like that.
Sure. Luukas pin high but leaking a little bit right. Should have a fairly open look for a birdie. As we see Lauri. It's a long way up there. Ending up a little short. Not bad. Luukas does not have an open look for it. But he don't care. Dead center. Excellent putt, Luukas.
Take off the sunglasses and make birdies. Let's see if he keeps them off for the next few holes. A little superstition, maybe.
That is too a great putt. Big straddle out for Niklas. A little left side, but sticks. Yes, sir.
Right.
Back on the putting green. We saw him at the feature card at round 1. Struggling a little bit with his putter, but now it seemed like he's back at it, ready to hunt.
Now it looks like a final round feature card, Jørn Idar. I'm pretty psyched. We're only a third of the way through, and the putters are heating up. The scores are getting close. Let's move on.
Moving on to another par 4. This is 161 meters. This is hole 7. You gotta keep it straight here and then have a fade or turn down towards the right hand side here. You can go a spike hyzer, but then you will bring a lot of the trees into contention there. I gotta say that I think the tee shot here is the most essential. If you can land it within the fairway and stay away from the trees on the left and right hand side, you will be in a very happy place.
Yeah, be on the fairway and deal with the rest later is the name of this game.
Niklas just bombing this one down. Unfortunately, stops on that tree, but you saw that nice little icy flip. It was riding towards the right hand side. Yes, sir. Shows the forehand way of doing it. A little tight as well. Even the same tree as Niklas.
Yeah, trust me when I say that the drop off to the left is no fun either. Really thick. Then you're throwing uphill. This is one of those holes the pros make it look pretty easy. The AMs, not so much.
Oh, Luukas still got some of that tree karma. Looks to be heading way down towards the darkness of the Finnish woods, but get a lucky break and gets kicked out into the middle of the fairway. Lauri, not so lucky. And yeah, you can see it land there. Of course not. It's thick. Yes, sir. It's just a little bit too much behind that tree. Opting for a little sky high forehand, but not you. Niklas with the best looking results for his drive, but one of those late trees means that he has circle 2. But Lauri getting getting creative, and that's a very bad roll. Right behind those bushes, which is going to make it hard for him to even see the basket.
Yeah, you can tell on this green you don't want to put up anything too spicy and low and skip down the hill again after you've done all the work to get there.
Luckiest guy on lead card, Luukas. He's pitching it up there.
He's stuck behind the smallest tree in Finland, so lucky Luukas rolling on.
No. That needs to stop. Did it stop?
It did.
2 unlucky rolls in a row. That would be... Wow! Niklas, yes, it's pizza times, guys.
Koti pizza! Roll it back. Niklas is heating up.
Very high in the basket, but with full force, meaning he hits the top band and just slams down there. What a punt by Niklas. This a little low. More. Great putt by Lauri. Dead center, which means that Niklas is now tied for a lead with Lauri. But there's plenty of holes to be done.
Luukas.
Oh, Luukas.
Yeah, Lauri was Scramble Town USA there. That was well done to save his par after a rough tee shot, tough second shot, not a great third shot, but saved the par.
We're at hole 8, par 3, 75 meters, the hard hole. You can see the shape here and why it's called that. Everything outside of the heart is OB, hazard. So just gotta stick it, and forehand, backhand, whatever you do, make sure it doesn't land on the heart with a lot of speed, because you're definitely going to skip out.
Yeah, spike it or flat a putter. We're gonna see the spike route here. Wow, that is
Super
north-south. Oh.
Yeah, it doesn't skip anywhere, but just misses the basket.
It's like a basketball bounce.
That's it. Just lower, Annie. Soon, that's the part.
Yeah, that was the VIPX harp we saw the other day. Looked a little too tentative there.
In previous years, the heart has been OB. This time, the green. Oh, excellent by Luukas. This time, the green is the only place where it's good, and hazard is everywhere else, which means that this has gone from a fairly easy birdie / par to a really hard hole. More than half of the field ended up with what's Lauri doing?
Not sure.
What?
I imagine he made that work in practice. The thing I don't like about that play is because everything plays as hazard and there's no drop zone, you do have to worry about where your disc ends up.
For sure, he's in. I mean, he's not even.
Yeah, you better get that one inside the heart.
Yeah.
Yeah, they don't like to keep the holes the same for very long out here at Sibe. Oh no.
One hazard to the other hazard. Oh, same hazard. Extra strokes. Missing. Low.
That was for par.
That means that Luukas has great opportunity to gain strokes. Both Lauri and Niklas. Niklas ending up with a double bogey.
That hurts. 2 birdies in a row and you just give it all back on such a short technical hole.
Niklas here in 5 meters. Knowing that Hazard is right behind the basket. No problem. Which means that we have a new leader. Here at hole 8. I can feel the heat from here, Dean.
Yo, I'm really happy, to be honest, that the scores are going back and forth like this. Makes for great golf. I'm happy to be a part of it.
And yes, and Niklas, minus 15 for the tournament, is on 3rd. Lauri on minus 16. And new leader, Luukas, is they were minus 17. Going into hole 9, last hole here at the Front-9, par 3, 84 meters. OB on the left, OB on the right. And yeah, we'll assume we will see some forehands just laying it out wide, skipping in towards the green, making sure not to have too much power on it, and skipping OB long. And you can also see some backhand turnovers. Let's see how the guys are solving this hole.
It's a real gut check hole. You just have to execute, but easier said than done. That OB creeps up so fast near the basket.
Stay away from the trees. This looks perfect. Luukas putting the pressure on the rest of the guys. It's a good skip. Gets it. Yes is saying anything you can do, I can do just a little bit better.
If I'm not mistaken, this is a Lucid X Enforcer, Lauri's go-to driver. He calls it his safety blanket.
It's going higher than the other guys, but a little bit more distance, which means that it will shake up. It does not. Skips OB long, I think. Or? Guess we'll see when we get up there.
We'll see. Definitely looked OB. You see that extra risk with going with a powered down distance driver.
Seems a little bit right. But gets through everything, and comfortable 5-meter putt from Niklas as well. I guess he had to stop before the OB line there.
Yeah, some spinach must have tossed it back out, because that definitely looked out of bounds to me. Oh, and it was, yeah. Okay. Just didn't get the yellow there, but yeah, good to make the old circle 3 out of it at least. Not good to lose a stroke to what looks like all 3 of his card mates, though.
Definitely not, and especially now things are heating up. We're almost into the back 9. Tension is here, the gallery is here, sun is out. Ooh. I can feel this is going to be a close one.
Yeah, the back 9 has gotten more scoreable with changes. So all 4 of these guys need to just keep executing and take the birdies when they come. And by that I mean birdie the ones you're supposed to birdie, survive the rest of it. But super bunched up scores, as you can see. 3 guys tied at 16 down. We got Luukas trying to run away with it with minus 18. So well played for the Prodigy Disc sponsored pro. Nobody coming up from the chase card just yet, so it looks like it's a 4-man race. Jørn, Idar, I am super excited for this back 9.
Yeah, please do join us, because this is getting tight. The scores are swinging back and forth. I think we're in for a real treat at Back 9. So hit that subscribe button and the bell to be the first to be notified about the Back 9. And man, I look forward to seeing y'all at the Back 9 here at NBDG Tyyni 2021.